flash crash and its recovery. Let's talk about it. First of all, I've been offline for the last 4 days. As usual, every time I'm about to, I want to record videos, I got tons of time, nothing's happening. The price is going nowhere. It's chopping sideways. And then as soon as I go on a 3-day weekend with my family where I have zero availability to record videos, boom, instantly, there's a flash crash. Everybody wants to talk about Bitcoin. I'd love to be recording 26 different videos about what happened. And literally every second, I'm not available to do a video because I'm either checking into an Airbnb or I'm wrangling food. And it always happens that way. Whenever it's a good time to record videos, there's nothing to talk about. And as soon as it's everybody wants me to record a video, I got no time. So forgive me for being offline. Thankfully, James Check, always available. James Check got an update out very quickly. Also, Jack Mallers, even though he only does his live recordings every Monday night, that is happening live right now. So you can go listen to it on the Jack Mallers show on YouTube. He's way better than I am. So if you only have time for one thing, his thing or my thing, his thing is always way better than my thing. But here's what happened. So Bitcoin had been chopping sideways for quite a while. Some leverage had built up in the system, which is people that are betting that the price is just not going to go down. Actually, it's not even betting that the price won't go down or up. It's just betting that the price won't change, which is people use futures and options to do that. But anyway, a bunch of leverage had built up in the system, and especially long leverage, which means people were betting that the price just wasn't going to go down again, at least not by a meaningful amount. Well, Donald Trump tweeted that basically he's starting a trade war with China, that there's going to be massive tariffs, and he didn't say how much, but he announced that, and everyone panicked. And when people panic, they sell everything. They don't sell what's rational to sell. They sell whatever they have, whatever they can get their hands on. They just start selling stuff. It makes no sense. I've got an analogy for that. 1 second. It's like you're in the middle of a storm out at sea on a boat in the olden days, and the storm is clearly threatening to capsize the ship. And the captain of the ship hollers, lighten the load, throw things overboard, lighten the ship. We're going to capsize otherwise. And so, the poor sailors are running around going crazy, chunking every random thing overboard. Now, if you were to stop time right there for a second and you ask the sailor who's dumping the barley in the ocean, wait, that's your food source. What else are you going to eat? Why are you dumping the food? Why are you not dumping the much heavier cargo instead of dumping the food? The answer is he has no idea. He has no idea why he's dumping the food. The food was just the closest thing that he could grab to dump, and the captain said lighten the load, so he's dumping everything. There doesn't have to make any logical sense to what's being thrown overboard. That is what typically happens in a flash crash. Donald Trump tweets, everybody starts selling everything, and the most liquid thing that people can sell on the spot right then is Bitcoin, because it's 24/7 liquid in all markets around the world, every currency. So if you're scared and you want to throw something overboard, it is easier and faster to throw Bitcoin overboard than anything else. That's the nature of money. Money is the thing that is most saleable. Saleable means it's the easiest thing to buy, to hold, to sell. Saleable means it's the most easily exchangeable. It also means in a panic flash crash situation, it's also the thing that you can liquidate the fastest. So when everybody freaks out because Donald Trump tweets, suddenly they sell everything, and the fastest thing and the easiest thing to sell is Bitcoin. And so a lot of that happened. So the price, which had previously bumped 126,000 and was trading in the low 120s, started to crash. Well, a few hours later, after the markets closed, the markets in Mississippi, well, they close in New York. It's the New York markets, the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. In Central Time, they open at 8:30 on weekdays. They close at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Time on weekdays. They're only open 6.5 hours on weekdays, from 8:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. So shortly after 3 o'clock p.m., when all of the U.S. markets were closed, Donald Trump tweeted that he's slapping 100% tariffs on China, which of course affects a gazillion things every which way. It's, tariffs are bad for everybody. Sometimes they hurt some people more than others, but they're bad for everybody. We should not be tariffing people. Tariffs are bad policy. I'm in favor of free trade, whatever. 100% tariffs got announced on China by the president after the markets closed. Well, what can you sell after the markets closed? Exactly one thing. The only thing you can sell after the markets close at 3 o'clock p.m. on a Friday Central Time is Bitcoin because it's the only thing that trades 24/7. So you might want to buy and sell corn and rice and soybeans and gold and silver. You might want to sell stocks and bonds and all these different things, exchange traded funds that represent commodities like gold. You might want to sell all of those things because you're panicking, but you can't. You can't because the markets are closed, which means the only thing you can sell is Bitcoin because Bitcoin trades 24/7, like all good money does in all currencies worldwide. So people worldwide started dumping Bitcoin. So the price wicked, meaning it sort of dipped. I'll use a sort of flash crash. So that's a better word. The price flash crashed down to about 107. And what happens is when that starts to happen, you get a cascade of liquidations. So first of all of the people that were betting with 40x leverage, 10x leverage, 25x leverage, all of their positions start getting liquidated. So as the price comes down, if you're leveraged 100 to 1, which none of you are leveraged 100 to 1, if you're on River or Coinbase and you're not doing stupid stuff on Coinbase, you're not leveraged at all, which is what you should be. You should just be own Bitcoin. Then this doesn't apply to you. But if you're leveraged 100 to 1 and the price moves the wrong way, 1%, you get liquidated, which means all the Bitcoin you had put up for collateral for 100 to 1, that all gets liquidated. So that happens as the price started to dip. Everybody at 100 to 1 got liquidated. Everybody at 50 to 1 got liquidated when the price moves 2%. Everybody at 25 to 1 gets liquidated when the price moves 4%. So you're getting a cascade of liquidations. As the liquidations are happening, it's cascading down. So all the people then, that are 100 to 1, 50 to 1, 25 to 1, then the 20 to 1s get liquidated when the price drops by 5%. When the price drops 10%, the people 10 to 1 get liquidated. When the price drops, 15%, the people, whatever, 7 to 1, whatever it is. Anyway, it cascades down. Another thing that happens is everybody's stop losses get hit. Now, you shouldn't have a stop loss, and I hope you don't have a stop loss because you shouldn't be using stop losses. But some people use stop losses. What a stop loss is it says if the price of something moves down a certain amount, it will automatically sell it to you to keep it from moving down more. So, for example, if you own Bitcoin at 122,000, you might go in and say, hey, I'll put a stop loss in at 5%. You should not do this. But if you do, that means if the price dips by 5%, it hits your stop loss and it sells all your Bitcoin to keep you from losing more. The problem is, the price dips and it hits the stop losses at 1%. It hits the stop losses at 5%. It dips even more because every time it hits a stop loss, it's selling all of that Bitcoin that as a result of hitting the stop loss. So you get a cascade of liquidations for people using leverage, but you also get a cascade of stop losses because everybody's getting their stop losses triggering the next guy's stop loss, who's triggering the next guy's stop loss. Again, this doesn't apply to you. You don't have to worry about it, but it happens to people. So anyway, as a result of cascading liquidations from people that were using leverage and cascading liquidations as a result of people hitting stop losses that they had set, the price, Bitcoin was just getting dumped on the market very quickly by a ton of people. Now, Bitcoin held up amazingly well. All of the altcoins, which are mostly just junk, stupid stuff, people trade like XRP for fun. It's like gambling. That stuff just took a brutal beating. A lot of that stuff went to zero on international exchanges, for example. Literally zero. That means there was no buyers, like zero buyers. Now, a lot of it bounced back, but people found out really quick that the harder you push on Bitcoin, the harder it pushes back. You might get it down to 107,000 for an instant, but a bunch of people are going to come up in demand and buy up that Bitcoin, which is what happened. People were messaging me. I just bought Bitcoin right now at 110, 108, 112. Right? People are piling in trying to buy the cheap Bitcoin. People are not piling in trying to buy a bunch of cheap, stupid stuff that has no utility, no value, is not a good store of value, doesn't work as money. It's about all this, stupid stuff that you can buy and trade on exchanges other than River, right? River only lets you do Bitcoin, which is good because that's the only right place. That's the only thing you should be using is Bitcoin, not all the other junk coins. So if you're on Coinbase, you got to ignore all the other junk coins other than Bitcoin. Sorry, people are messaging me, so I'm trying to dismiss them. Anyway, so all that to say, we got a flash crash. It cleaned out a ton of leverage, which is good. It's like a forest fire that burns out all the underbrush. And then once you burn out all the underbrush, you don't have to worry about a forest fire because there's no underbrush to burn. So that flash crash cleared out all of that leverage. It cleared out all of those stop losses. After that flash crash, nobody's got a stop loss all the way down to 107,000. Now, how do I know that? Because every stop loss below, all the way down to 107 got triggered. Now, that doesn't mean somebody didn't create a new one, but it just got that leverage, and those stop losses just got wiped out of the marketplace. And then very quickly, within a matter of days over the weekend, we're still at 115, above 115,000 a coin right now, which just 2 weeks ago, everybody wanted $115,000 per coin. If you'll remember, we were grinding around at 109, 110, 111, 110, 109, 111, 110. We were grinding around what felt like weeks. Everybody was like, if we could just have 115 again, just please 115 again. Then we go up to 126, back to 107, and then back to 115, and everybody's like, oh no, it's at 115. It's like, come on, you would have been thankful with 115 literally 2 weeks ago. You only are not happy with 115 because you saw 126 very briefly. The only reason 115 doesn't sound amazing is because you very briefly saw a higher price. That's it. That's the only reason it's not amazing. Same advice as always. Buy as much Bitcoin as you can. Hold on to it for as long as conceivably possible. You had the opportunity this weekend to buy Bitcoin while it was on sale, while the stock market was closed. I hope you did. Good job for you if you did. That's fantastic. Good for you. So what does that mean going forward? Again, we're back. The leverage has been cleared out. Bitcoin's at 115,000. According to James Check, my favorite Bitcoin analyst, there's a pretty clear shot from here to 150,000. It'll take a little bit of time, but that's fine. But now we don't have to worry about all of the degenerate gambler traders using leverage and stupid stuff. Those people all got wiped out. So a total in a 24-hour period, this is the highest 24-hour period wipeout in cryptocurrency history. All the stupid people that were using leverage and doing dumb stuff, who deserved it, frankly, because you shouldn't do that. 1.6 million traders got wiped out. There are 1.6 million sad people in the world because their portfolios got wiped to zero, totaling $19 billion. $19 billion of people doing stupid stuff got wiped out. It's like a forest fire came through the casino and it wiped out everything except the food buffet. That's like what happened. So it's like, can you still go to the casino and get crab legs? Yes, you can. Because the buffet, which is the only thing you should go in a casino to, if you're going to do, is eat the crab legs at the buffet, which is on sale because they want you to gamble. But guess what? All the slot machines, they all got wiped out. All the blackjack, all the stupid stuff got wiped out. $19 billion of stupid stuff got wiped off the map over the weekend. 1.6 million people got zeroed out because they were doing stupid stuff, and the forest fire came through and burned out all the underbrush. That leaves people like you and me who are not doing stupid stuff. We own Bitcoin on Coinbase or River. We're not using leverage. We're not doing stupid stuff. We don't have stop losses set up, limit orders for sells. We don't have any of that stuff. We're just sitting on Bitcoin, holding on to it for as long as possible, and enjoying the ride. And guess what? This weekend was quite a ride. I hope you enjoyed it. Quite the roller coaster. As we have learned, volatility is vitality. So if you were afraid that Bitcoin was boring, or if you were afraid that the volatility was so low that the upside was limited, guess what? This weekend was your friend. Because volatility is vitality. How alive is an asset? How volatile is that asset? And that tells you how much potential upside that asset has. Now, high volatility assets don't automatically have a lot of upside. You can have high volatility stupid stuff that does not have high upside. But if something has a huge amount of upside, it will be volatile. So this weekend reminds us Bitcoin is very much alive. With that much volatility baked in, we can get upside runs as big as we can get downside runs, and the path ahead is quite exciting. So congrats to you for, riding the roller coaster. I hope you didn't lose your lunch along the way by panic selling at the bottom. Some people did. Thankfully, I hope it was none of the people that follow me because we knew to expect it, and we knew that you ride it out and you buy more if you can. It's literally that simple. But I will try to hopefully I'll have a lot more time to do videos this week, so I will try to do a lot more. Go watch the Jack Mallers Show on YouTube. It is going on live right now. I am not watching it live because I'm going to watch it at 2 times speed. I always wait and then watch it at 2x speed because it takes half the time. rather than watch it live. But I highly recommend it. It's the best weekly podcast in the world for Bitcoin is the Jack Mallers Show. His perspective is always way better than mine. And anyway, enjoy. I'm here for anything you need. Call me, text me, email me. I'm here to help you on your Bitcoin journey. Congrats on surviving the flash crash of this past weekend. Good for you.